One moment, we are experiencing technical difficulties. There we go. Hi, welcome to Magical Monday Manifestations. I am Valorie Lewis, your host, your psychic tarot card reader. And this is a Tarot Unicorns and Coffee event. We do this every Monday. It's completely free. We pull cards, we get messages from spirit, we chat a little, we have a lot of fun, but we get the guidance we need so that we can go forth into our week and manifest, because we are all creators. We came here to create. We came here to make something new, to enjoy our life, and oftentimes we forget that. So we get together on Mondays to remind us of that and to get guidance from the divine, from our spirit guides, from any external forces that have our highest and best good, to help guide us to learning how to create better for ourselves, learning how to manifest. So, Magical Monday Manifestations. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I'm sensing yesterday when I was feeling into the energy of what direction we were going to go. Sometimes I do that on Sundays, sometimes I don't. But the collective energy was hold on, let me catch my breath. That's what I felt, the collective worldwide. Hold on, let me catch my breath. So if you're feeling that, perfectly fine. We might pull the Hermit card today. I don't know. Spirit will let us know. But that hold on, let me catch my breath is a good thing. Do what you need to do to recenter yourself, rebalance yourself. And I will say, we're going to start today's reading off, not with the tarot, but make sure I'm not missing anything. Make it so. I got a new book over the last couple of days, and it's called the Angel Numbers book. And I just opened the page, and we're going to go with whatever angel number seems relevant. I got two, 608 and 610. 608 as an angel number, when you see that, intangible assets. Measure your abundance differently is the statement. And here's the information. You are being redirected to measure the abundance in your life, not by your material possessions, but by the intangible values, goals, and assets you've worked so hard to foster. Create a list of what you value most that can be seen not by the physical eyes, but rather by the heart and soul. Wouldn't be surprised if we pull a lot of pentacles, because that's the message of pentacles. Next up is 610. 610, if you see that throughout your day, realize that's a little nudge from spirit, and it says, love yourself. Yay! When I saw that one, I was like, yep, spot on, because that's my message. Love yourself. Self-love is key. And it says, love attracts love. Your angels want to send you more pure, unconditional love. Wait. Your angels want you to send more pure, unconditional love to yourself by modeling what you want to receive. Self-love will attract positive relationships into your life. Meditate today on what unconditional love in your life feels like in its purest form. So that's our angel numbers to concentrate on and get us started. Let's get into shows us live. Oh, I may have been just chattering away for a minute on YouTube. Let's get into the tarot. We always start with tarot and then we move to oracle cards. I'm feeling good. I feel like while we are resting, recuperating, licking our wounds if we got beat up by the moon energy, and if the moon won, while we're taking that moment to pause, I feel like there's still a lot of messages and there's still a lot of energetic work that we can do in the pause, even if we're not being called to action. But we will see what the cards say. Speaking of angel numbers, y'all see my necklace? I found this necklace over the weekend too. It's 444. It's my favorite number. I love it. Okay, we've got our 5 tarot cards. Let's see what the tarot. I knew it. I told y'all we would have a bunch of pentacles. Well, I thought we would possibly have a bunch of pentacles. And the first 2 cards in our spread are pentacles. So that makes sense. That lines up with that 608. Look at your abundance in a different way, through different framework. Ooh, if y'all thought y'all was going to rest and pause for a long time, no. But take these first couple of days in the week to regain your balance. Here we go. First up, 8 of Pentacles. 8 as a number represents abundance in my world. It's 88, but 8 represents abundance. So we have 8 and we have Pentacles. What is the 8 of Pentacles about? It's about this worker. Look at this worker. This worker, and I love this artist depiction because it's not always easy to tell the whole vibe of the 8 of Pentacles from some of the other artist depictions, but this one is spot on. So here we have a worker, an artisan, who is refining their skill. So here are all the pentacles that they have made. And they just hang them up. Now, if you look closely, all of these look perfect, look gorgeous to me, but it's not quite right. So this person wants to continue to refine their skill. They're continuing to work on their skill. And I don't want to say not quite right. I would say Spirit is correcting me in the moment. Each one of these is fine. Each one of these is a beautiful creation. Each one of these is exactly as it's intended. But he's saying, I know there's more work. I know I can always improve on this. I know I can always improve my skill. So if you've gotten to a moment of stagnation in your life, in your spiritual path, and especially in your finances, since it is Pentacles, Spirit is saying, at some point you decided that you had done all that you could do. Or you got to a point and you said, you kind of gave up. You kind of fell back into hopelessness. You kind of said, it's not my fault. I can't find a job. It's the economy's fault. You lost your power. You gave it over to something outside of yourself. I don't know why all of these bills and all of these things happened now in one of my slow months or whatever. You gave your power away. Instead of saying, I don't know why, but I know I created this. I know there's something I can do about it. You're giving your power away. And whenever you give your power away, what comes in place of that is a sense of hopelessness, a sense of lack, a sense of not enoughness. And so that occurs. What happens when you give your spirit away, and when you do that, is you stop working because you say there's nothing more I can do, or I don't have the ability to change this situation, or whatever the story is that you're telling yourself. You stop working on developing your abundance. You stop working on aligning with your abundance because you just say, in some aspects, energetically, you've stopped working on it because you say that's out of my control. That's something that has nothing to do with me. It's the economy, or it's the bills that keep coming, or XYZ. So that stopping is keeping you locked into this energy of, I can't figure it out. How do I know? Because I experienced that personally. So you have to let go of that, and you have to continue working on your abundance, continue finding different ways. If you've done it through the job, and you've done it through the job, and you've done it through the job, and you're just like, well, the job, I mean, it's working, it's paying my bills, but I know there's still something I can improve on. And maybe now this worker right here is working on his abundance by tapping more into the spiritual side. Maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe you spent so much time in meditation that you never got off your ass and went and got a job. So it depends on what your personal situation is. This card is to let you know that there is still more work, more refining that can be done. Don't give up. You're almost there. There's always another angle. There's always another way to look at it. Look at this. The sun is rising. Things are about to shift for you. Allow them to shift. Allow them to shift, and allow yourself to continue working, to stay steady, and you will find what it is you're seeking. Don't give up. That's the message. Don't give up. Don't give up mentally. If you're saying, I haven't given up, I can't give up. I get up and I go to my job every day, and I work 50, 60 hours a week, and I pay all my bills. And at the end of the month, I'm still at zero, or sometimes at negative. I'm not giving up. But mentally, if mentally you have said, I'm trapped, I'm stuck, I'm always going to have this life, then you have given up. Even if you haven't given up physically in your actions, you've given up mentally, you've given up spiritually, you've given up the chance to allow more abundance, the chance to find that alignment. And I sense that many of you are at the point of where you are wanting to give up, or maybe you're just had enough, you're frustrated, you're tired of the struggle. Spirit is saying, the sun is coming up, you're almost there. I see all your hard work. Keep working, your blessings are coming. And if what you're doing is not working, reevaluate what you're doing. Reevaluate, figure out what new approach are you going to take to this? Because you've been working on it for a long time, but it still needs a new approach. Not abandonment, a new approach. All right, so that's Eight of Pentacles. That's the message I got from Eight of Pentacles. And then very up next is the Two of Pentacles, and twos are about balance. And look, it even looks like he's juggling, balancing these pentacles in the air, floating in the air. I like this dolphin in the background. Dolphin to me represents highly spiritual being. I do believe that dolphins are not just animals. Highly spiritual being, but dolphins, these highly spiritual beings, what do they do? What are they known for? Their playfulness, their friendliness, their love. So play, introduce some play back into your world. Lighten the fuck up. Stop worrying so much. When you can let go of some of that worry, some of that doubt, some of that fear, you will be brought back into balance, because twos are about balancing. And if your sense of abundance or the things that you hold valuable, I always have to phrase it that way, because pentacles are not just about money, even though they're represented by coins. It's anything you hold valuable. If your relationships, if your health is valuable, because if we're dead, we can't enjoy all the money we keep begging for. If your relationships, if your health, if your finances are out of balance, the message that I'm receiving from this card is to have more fun. Stop being so serious. Stop being so worried. Let go of all of those worries, all of those fears. Fall back into trust. Follow your intuition. All of this water, even though it's a Pentacles card, all of this water is about trusting your intuition, falling into your spirituality, your trust, letting go of fear, finding a way to lighten up, finding a way to be more playful. And then let all of those energies help you find balance in your Pentacles area, in your physically manifested world, in the abundance you are trying to call in. Abundance does not want to go where there is not a party. Abundance likes to party. I know this. If you are saying, abundance, please come sit with me, and abundance says, yeah, where's the party? And you say, there's no party. I have this stack of bills that we're worried about. I've got this car that needs to be fixed. I've got that. Now, will you come and sit with me on my couch and help me work through all of this? Abundance is like, nah, I don't think so. I'm gonna go down the street. There's a party. There's a keg. I'm gonna go down there. So if you can't lighten up, you're not making any space for abundance to come in. You have to lighten up. You have to have more fun. Find any way to have more fun with your finances. Be responsible. I'm not saying throw them all in the trash or start a bonfire with your bills, but I am saying find a way to look at it in a more responsible. Find a way to say, paying this bill is going to help pay the salary of the individuals that work for this company. And maybe in your mind, you can picture some struggling individual who needs money and they're working at this job. And you're saying, by paying this bill, I'm helping this person get income so that they can pay their bills. And it's a great cycle. And it really is a great cycle. But that's one way to lighten up about it and not be so, not be so in the struggle about whatever's going on with your finances. So lighten up, invite some fun in, try to see it from a different perspective, and let that energy shift things and bring you back into balance. What deck is this? This is, whoa, this is Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. Marchetti. Y'all, it is hot here in Kansas. I'm gonna take just one moment to go turn the fan towards me. Whew. Okay, sorry for that brief interruption. Okay, moving on. Third card, right in the middle, Ace of Swords. So you got all of this. We've been talking about all of this. Here's Spirit coming in and telling you how is Spirit going to help you? Ace of Swords, fresh, new start, new beginning, swords, thoughts. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your imagination. Pay attention to your fantasies. Pay attention to all of those things that you have said are out of your reach, are too fantastical, could never happen to you, that only happens to the YouTube and the Instagram models. All of those things, pay attention to them, because that is how Spirit is trying to reach out to you to help you shift your circumstances. Spirit is giving you new thoughts, swords, new thoughts, new ideas, opening and expanding how you think about things. So some of this might be a new perspective, but unless you allow yourself to entertain those imaginations, those dreams, those stories, those wishes that you think are too big for yourself, they're not. If they're in your brain, they're attainable, period. No further explanation needed. And Spirit right now is giving you things to think about, to ponder, to shift your energy. Don't block those thoughts. Entertain them, see where the message is, follow them, allow them in. Clarity, too. I'm also seeing clarity. For those of you who have been kind of in a funk, kind of in a haze, kind of in a I don't know what to do, which could have been caused very much by the astrological events of last week, this sword is coming in to cut through all of those clouds, to let the light shine through. So look for more clarity in your thought processes and your perception as well. Allow that clarity to come in. Stop telling yourself you can't figure it out. Stop telling yourself you're blocked, and instead say, I know it's there because Valorie said Spirit is sending it to me. So let me just sit my ass down and allow it. Let me just allow it. And then we have Chariot. Chariot is the card of the year. Is Chariot the card of the year? Chariot is the card of the year. 7. 2023. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. I forgot, y'all. It's only May and I already forgot the card of the year. Chariot is the card of the year for 2023. You add 2 plus 2 plus 3 and you get 7. And Chariot is the 7. So this is not only the card of the year, but it's the card for this week. It's coming up again, reminding us to align with the energies of this year, what this year has in store for us. And Chariot energy is all about there's so many messages in the Chariot card, and I'm filling into which one is relevant for today's reading. Willpower keeps coming to mind. Willpower. The 7 comes in the Fool's Journey. It's a major arcana card, so we know that this energy is going to affect all areas of our life. Let me say that first. The Fool has already met all of his parents. He's just started his journey. The Fool's Journey is broken into 3 sections. You can think of adolescence, middle years, and elderly. This is the end of adolescence. This is the end of that first cycle of his trip. And this is where he realizes that everything he's been doing it's been done by willpower. So this is a congratulations. Look, it's almost like a parade. She's all dressed up. They're getting ready to go on this fancy parade. This is a victory. This is a look how far you have come by using your willpower. Look at all you have accomplished. Celebrate that. Your good days far outweigh your bad days. However, we have a tendency as humans to only focus on the bad days. Allow yourself to sit back, relax just a bit, and see all of the good days in your past and how far you've come, and celebrate how far you've come. And this Chariot is about moving forward, moving forward. They're at rest now so that you can celebrate, find your balance, find the balance between the light and the dark, between all of the duality in your life, find the connection. But it's still a Chariot, and it's still going to move forward, and it's still going to pull you forward. So take a moment to find your balance, but then also realize that you're not stopping. This is not a time for any of us to take more than a breather, more than a let me just sit down and rest for a minute. But we're back up and at it. This year, for many of us, this year has been bitch slapping us quite a bit, but that's not going to let up anytime soon. It's a Chariot year for the whole year. The whole year is about moving us forward, specifically, whether we like it or not, moving us forward to where we want to be, moving us forward to where we have asked for. However, sometimes the path where we are currently does not look like that. It's sometimes we look down at our feet because that's our human tendency, and we say, this is not where I asked to be. But Spirit is saying, I am moving you to where I asked to be. Stop fighting me, pick up your feet, come with me. And if you stop looking down at your feet and if you look up, you will see that the destination is closer than you think. You will see that we are moving towards where you have asked to be. There might be some things that you have to walk through first, but that's where we're going. So change your perspective, realize that you are moving. You're going to continue to move. This is a year of movement, but you are moving towards where you have asked to be. Even if when you look down at your feet, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like that's where we're going. It doesn't look like that's where I'm at. Spirit is like, for the love of God, will you stop looking at your feet? Please look ahead at where we're going. So we're going, we're all going collectively and individually. Let yourself be led. Let yourself be led, because you will end up where you've asked to be. You're taking stock too soon if you are continually saying to Spirit, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet. Because Spirit is saying, I'm moving you, I'm moving you, I'm moving you. You're like the little kid in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Don't do that. Don't have Spirit throw you out on the side and leave you in a ditch in the road. Just go along for the ride. You're going to end up where you want to be. And when you get there, everything will be in balance. Justice, another major arcana touching all areas of our life. Justice brings back a sense of balance, a sense of fairness. If you're one of those people who just says, my life is not fair, I had to deal with so much that other people, I don't see other people having to deal with this bullshit. Guess what? Newsflash, you're a light worker. You're going to have a lot more bullshit than the rest of the world. That's okay. It all comes back to balance. It all finds its way to bring things into balance. It all finds a way to make sense if you let it make sense. Justice is about balance. Justice is also about justice usually holds a double-edged sword. And here I think the sword is like kind of right in the middle. I don't know if that's what the artist intended the sword to be. But justice holds a double-edged sword. So justice also asks you to look at the action and the reaction. Are you continually asking for something? And then when Spirit tries to move you down the road, you say, nope, that's not where I'm going. Nope, that doesn't feel right. Well, your action has a very definable reaction, has a very definable double-edged sword in the tarot represents that you might be cutting away one thing, but that cause and effect. Those are the words I'm looking for, cause and effect. The double-edged sword in tarot represents cause and effect. So what are you doing in your life that is or is not moving you forward to what you want to do? If you can work that out, let go of what's not moving you forward, embrace what is moving you forward, you will find that balance coming back into your life. You will find that sense of things are working out. I am where I need to be. So that's what I have there for the tarot. Good messages, y'all. We're on the right track. We are on the right track because this is where we are headed. So do whatever you can to get in that spirit of playfulness, like the dolphin said, to get in that spirit of lightening up, to find a different way to look at whatever is worrying you, troubling you, fearful about. Find a different perspective. I'm surprised we didn't pull the Hanged Man card, because that's all about finding a different perspective. Moving on to oracle cards. You know what? I think that's on. Moving on to oracle cards. What's going on with my deck? The deck I'm going to is The Universe Has Got Your Back. 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 Gabrielle Bernstein. How do we let go of fear? How do we let go of doubt? How do we let go of worry? How do we let go of stress? How do we let go of stress when the bill was due yesterday and I still don't have the money that Spirit told me Spirit was going to send me? How do we let go of stress when I really need to break up with this person, but I don't know how to tell them, and they're going through their own shit. Now would be a really terrible time to break up with them. How do I let go of all of these things that I know are not working for me? How do I leave the job that is sucking my soul when that's the only way I have to pay my bills? How do I do all of this? You don't. You fucking trust that Spirit is going to do it for you. Spirit is going to move the energy. Spirit is going to inspire a recruiter to call you and offer you a new job opportunity. But guess what? That phone is not going to ring if you're energetically blocking your phone from ringing. Spirit is going to inspire that person that you're trying to move away from to also feel the dissonance. so that when you bring up, I don't think it's working, they say, I don't think it's working either. And it's a lot smoother than you have been playing it out in your head. Spirit is going to help you if you let spirit help you. So how do you let go of all of that stuff? You trust that spirit's got your back, or in Gabrielle Bernstein's words, the universe has got your back. So let's pull some cards about that. I'm sensing that we're going to get more than one card from this deck because we got a lot of stuff we're trying to move out and let go of, because that's what the full moon does. It shows us what we need to move out and let go of. This is the deck. This is the card we pulled. Do y'all think we ought to maybe listen that the universe has our back? Maybe we ought to listen about that. The wise universe has our back. Oh, and it's a full moon. Look at that. Messages on top of messages on top of messages. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Yeah, and it starts with peace within. So again, this week we're seeking that peace and that balance within through prayer and meditation. Meditate more, pray more, ask for peace and balance. You don't need to know. You don't need to know what you need to let go of and what work you need to do and what shadow work and which practitioner do you need a reading from. How are you going to let go and what? You don't need to know all of that. You need to pray and meditate and ask spirit, because spirit knows how to do all that shit. And you need to start trusting spirit more, that spirit will move out what doesn't need to be in your life and bring in what you've been asking for and what you do need. But spirit can only do that if you allow spirit to do that. You're so resistant to trying to figuring out on your own that you're not letting infinite knowledge shed light on your situation and help you work through this. So through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. That peace starts within. That peace starts with balancing your own energy, your own self. I am the dreamer of my dream. I am the dreamer of my dream. That's the other message. And to me, that's back to that dolphin energy, that playful energy. That's back to you allowing yourself to realize that if you have the dream, it is entirely possible, because dreams, imagination is a divine gift. It's not just a human thing like, oh, I breathe. Everything within our physical body, our mental body is a divine gift. And imagination is a divine gift. If you are able to imagine it, because we all know that people imagine differently. And you can say something and your friend will say something like, I never thought of that before. That's because that was a gift to you. That thought, Ace of Swords, that thought, that imagination, that dream, those are gifts to you. And if they were given to you, they are entirely 100% possible. And so you just need to get out of your own way to realize that it's possible. Stop telling yourself it's not. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I am. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. Everything will be one of the participants is saying, I've been receiving a consistent message for the past few months that everything will be okay. I just need to relax and stop stressing. But it's hard when you can't see it yet. It is. And you know why you can't see it? I'm going to tell you why you can't see it. Because you're walking down your path and you keep looking at your feet. You're looking up some, but you keep looking at your feet. You need to look up. You need to take those rose-colored glasses out of your pocket, put them on your face, and see life the way spirit sees life, because spirit always has rose-colored glasses on. Unless you're my spirit guys, because they wear purple tinted glasses and the little lenses are in the shapes of unicorns. So spirit always sees it from the positive. If you can't see it that way, that's fine. That's just your human brain and your human eyes getting in the way. Doesn't mean it's not true. Just means you can't see it. All right, this next deck is Star Codes Astro Oracle. Star Codes Astro Oracle. Looking for some guidance when I pull these cards. Just a reminder, this is not what's going on astrological. This is not an astrological forecast. This is using this deck to tell us what energies we can focus on. I love it. It's a really pretty card too. I don't think I've pulled this one before. It's descendant. This is an astrological aspect on your natal chart. Descendant, card number 37, which is a 10. Yay. 10s are completion in numerology. And it says invitation. Invitation. What are we being invited to do? I have not pulled this card before, so I can't tell you what the card says, but I will say I bet you're being invited to step in, to lighten up. Invitation. This is a little bit about your chart, just to tell you what the descendant is, and then I'll read the message of the card. So while the ascendant, which is also known as your rising sign, while the ascendant describes how you enter the world, the descendant is the place where you invite equal others to come into your world. It describes how you see your peers, what you project upon them, and what you were trained to respect in them. The descendant is where the sun would be at sunset on the day that you were born in your natal chart. So what is this asking us to do? Look at how you invite others to dance with you, to relate. Be welcoming, while also keeping healthy boundaries in place. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for the people you bring into your life, it's easier to open your heart. Opening our heart, it's all about that, heart opening. If you notice that you keep people at a distance or avoid meeting new people, investigate this habit. Though it may have been important to protect you at one time in your life, consider how it is working for you now and what would help you feel safe enough to open this door. That's a personal message for me. Also, notice in what ways of your life you ask people to do work for you. The descendant can point to what you might try to import from other people. While this practice can refer to an important skill in a work situation, it also has a few dangers in a personal relationship. Here we go. If you feel disempowered, you might be drawn to powerful people. If you're an extrovert who inwardly craves emotional and spiritual intimacy, you might draw in someone who helps you cozy up at home. It's wonderful when others can help you develop latent characteristics within yourself. But if you ask them to do this work for you, that's the danger. And then they leave, there goes your resource. If you see them as only an extension of yourself, you can't really see them. When you develop your own resources, you can see these others as whole beings with their own needs and gifts. I love that. I love that so much. And let me go back to the part where it says, if you ask them to do this work for you and they leave, there goes your resource. Let me tell you, in the grand scheme of things, in the cycle of life, if you're asking someone from our perspective, now there are people out there that are not in our circle. I'm talking about light workers. I'm talking about everybody who's tuned into this broadcast, everybody who's in this room today. If you are teamed up with someone and it's a codependent situation where you are asking them to do the work for you, I can guarantee with 99.9% certainty, they will leave. It's not a if they leave, it's a they will leave, because that is not your path. You are a light worker and you were here to do that work for yourself. And if you are currently in a situation where someone else is doing some of the work or all of the work for you, they will be removed from your life. There's no question about that. And when they do, it will either be a very hard lesson because now you're going to be just flapping in the wind. What happened, Spirit? Why did you take that person away from me? That's why, because you were letting them do the work for you. So I can guarantee you, if that's what's happening for you right now, look for a tower moment very soon. They will be removed from your life because that's not what you came here to do. You did not come here to lean on other people. You came here to rise up other people. You came here to support other people. You can't support other people until you learn how to support yourself. So, powerful messages coming through today. The challenge, you give your power away when instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in you. The gift, tend the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging of mutual evolution. Woo! Star Codes Astro for the win. I like that message. All right. Who else can we call in to help us get right? To help us get right? Angels. Angels, how can you best help us find direction in this current point on our path? This is the card I drew from Angel Messages, and it says kindness. Interesting, unexpected. A kind gesture rekindles your belief in the power of love. Remember to be kind to yourself. Who gave up on the power of love? Who gave up on love? Who said relationships and love is too hard? Who said these damn kids, if it wasn't for love, I'd throw them out? Who's giving up on love? Because Spirit is saying, show yourself some more love. Tap back into that energy for yourself first so that you can see how it's available with others. Kindness. The Cosmic Journey Oracle is the next deck I'm going to. Man, I feel like the time has flown today. It's already 11:42, y'all. Don't miss tonight's while I'm thinking about it. I was just thinking about my day. Don't miss tonight's Lemurian crystal sale. It's a live crystal sale. I've got a lot of really cool crystals for you. I've got them sitting on my desk because I've still got to catalog some of them. I've got even smaller, already wrapped pendants. These are Lemurian crystals that I personally hand wrapped. So yes, show up for that tonight. It's on Meetup. You can find the event on Meetup. It's at 5 o'clock Central Time. Cosmic Journey Oracle. What can you tell us about the bigger perspective of our path? And I pulled 2 cards, not one. So we have 2 messages from Spirit from this deck. First one. We get the shine off of it. You decided to wake up or else, why did you draw me? Look at that, another full moon. I love synchronicities, another full moon. And another 37, another card 37, which is a 10. 10s are about completions, end of cycles. Please let this cycle end and move me into a new one. I'm already moving, y'all. I'm already going. I felt the shift earlier last week, and I am all for it. Let's get moving. I'll bring y'all with me if you want to go. I'll hold the reins on the chariot. Actually, the chariot has no reins in the tarot card. But my chariot is drawn by unicorns, so just know that if you want to ride in my chariot. All right, you decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me? Ring, ring. What if you've left clues and signs for yourself as wake-up calls for this lifetime, knowing you would fall asleep to your true mission? These symbols appearing in books, movies, songs, colors, names, etc. are calling you. There's a reason you've been drawn to this cosmic journey right now, and drawing this card is the next jolt forward. Pay attention. And then it says, pay attention in italics. What is real? Real is in quotes. We can dream while fully awake, but we have to choose to wake up first. You're both the dreamer and the dreamed, ready to bring your dream to life. And we just got that card from the other deck that said you were the dreamer of your own dream. I love it when Spirit gives us synchronicities across decks and really reinforces that message. So here's a question you can ask yourself. What dream or nightmare am I ready to wake up from? Ooh, maybe journal about that. That sounds like a really good journaling prompt. Here's something you can do, an activity you can do to maybe move some energy. Make a list of signs, symbols, and synchronicities that, on second thought, could have been calls to yourself through your dream time. Ideally, create a folder in your phone to store photographic evidence and or record them in your cosmic journey. It's a record them in your cosmic journal because there's also a journal that goes with this. But storing photographic evidence. So you see a license plate, snap a picture of it. Remind yourself, pull that energy in. You see a billboard, you see something in a store. that's what it's talking about, snapping those pictures and keeping that with you. Or just if you're a person who likes writing down, keep a journal with you in your pocketbook, maybe in your pocket. Whatever you do to reinforce that you are indeed receiving signs, symbols, messages, trying to wake you up to your true purpose. What do you think angel numbers are? How do you think they're communicating with you when they tell you, hey, it might be a good idea to go to that crazy lady's Monday card pull? She might say something I've been trying to tell you for a long time, and you might finally hear it. It's all synchronistic. It's all spirit trying to get you where you have asked to be, and you where spirit and this universe needs you to be. Because again, did I mention you're all light workers? You can't shine your light if you keep hiding it under a basket. So wake up, wake up. And then this one, I like this one. You are perfectly imperfect. Now, I don't know what that is, a picture. It looks like a jar. I don't know what it is. Every time I pull this card, I see pickles. That's all I see. This is the pickle card for me. Don't ask me why, probably because it's green. But anyway, card number 34, you are perfectly imperfect. Let's see what that message is about. We somehow want to be seen as perfect with absolutely no defects, holes, or scars. But those imperfections make you more beautiful rather than less. They give you more empathy and more strength to face anything. When your heart is cracked wide open, the light finds its way in. That's how the song of our soul can flow into our lives. Crack wide open. Your pain has meaning. Your sorrow has held tremendous significance beyond what you may have considered already. Embrace it all, because your healed wounds become the medicine our world desperately needs now. A question you can ask yourself: what greater meaning can I now see coming from my greatest suffering? Let me slow down. What greater meaning can I now see coming from my greatest suffering? And then the cosmic checkbox, or an activity that you can do, list 5 situations that cracked you wide open. I got more than 5, baby. I can make a whole couple of pages. 5 situations that cracked you wide open. Then take an elevated view. Elevated view, see it through the eyes of source. What have you learned from those situations? What good things in your life would you not have? What good things in your life would you not have without having experienced that situation or having learned what you did? I call them situations, not situations. But you do you. So that's the message from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. What makes them Lemurian? They are Lemurian based on several characteristics, based on where they are mined, based on the energy, and based on the folklore of Lemurian crystals. There's there's 2 videos on YouTube that you can watch. I did the event on Saturday going over Lemurian lore, and there was one I did last year that you can watch to tell you a little bit more about Lemurian. But it's basically where they are mined and their appearance and their energy. They have a different energy signature than just clear quartz crystal, even though they are structurally the same. I hope that answers your question and doesn't confuse you more. The next deck I'm reading from is Mermaids, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. I don't pull from this deck that often because I haven't energetically truly connected with it. But when we had that dolphin earlier in that card, I felt like this would be a perfect deck for it. So let's just see what we get. Tranquility. I feel like this is going back to the vibe at the beginning where we just need a minute to take a breath, a minute to regain our footing and our balance. Tranquility. That looks very relaxing. Looks like a little cottage in the woods. Make time. She wouldn't be in the woods. She's a mermaid. A mermaid can't be in the woods. Cottage by the seaside. Make time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. Let me see what the book says further about this. This card asks you to take a break from your hurried schedule. Soaking or swimming in salty water creates a magical electrical energy shift in your body. The salt draws out emotional and physical toxins. I love that. And I had forgotten that. So I am enjoying this reminder. Purchase sea salt from your local health food store spice section and pour lots of the salt and fragrant essential oils into your warm bath water. Or you can go to a metaphysical store and find one of those that's already mixed up. Be sure to immerse your chest and heart chakra underwater as you soak in the tub in order to release toxic emotions. I'm also going to say this goes without saying, but because when you sit down in your tub, your root chakra is automatically immersed in the water. But I think it's important because we pulled those pinnacles and because I sense there's some worry, some shifting. I feel like there's a lot of shifting collectively. And that shifting might look like these are messages from spirit. The shifting absolutely looks like letting go of what no longer serves you. But how that manifests in a real world is moving away from relationships that don't serve you, moving away from jobs that are no longer a fit, moving away from anything that is no longer a fit. So as you are moving away from these things where you have always felt your sense of comfort, your sense of stability, now you're in this weird place of, I'm not quite sure what comes next. And that uncertainty doesn't necessarily mean that it's inviting fear in. Many of you are working in ways to embrace the uncertainty. So maybe fear is not present for you, but what could be present is an imbalance in your root chakra, an imbalance in those lower chakras, because those lower chakras are what helps us feel stable, helps us feel connected, helps us feel rooted. So if we're uprooting ourselves because we're moving out of a relationship or moving out of a job, then that chakra could use some extra work, could use some balancing, could use some clearing to help us feel stable, to help us feel situated. So I'm saying all that to say, even though this book is saying work on your, where did it say, your heart chakra and your chest, make sure your chest and your heart chakra, yes, I think the heart chakra is the most important, but also work on your root chakra, on balancing that, on working with stones or other crystals, because we are all being resituated for a reason. It's going to look different for each one of us individually, but know that you are being uprooted and resituated for a reason. And during that process, during that movement, it's important to make sure that you still feel aligned, that you still feel rooted, that you still feel stable as much as possible. I know we're humans. Okay, burn a white, further insight from the book. Burn a white candle near your bathtub. As you look at the flickering light, think about what you want. The white candlelight amplifies your thoughts and feelings. So think about your desires and not your fears. Let the salt water wash away any doubts that could block your manifestation. Ask the candle to illuminate your mind and faith with positive expectations. Enjoy this relaxation time and have faith that your prayers have been heard and are answered. I love that. And I will tell you a little bit about candle magic. White candles are the go-to. White candles are the catch-all. If you're ever instructed to do candle magic with a yellow candle or a purple candle and you don't have that or you can't access one, you can always use a white candle. White candles are kind of like quartz crystals. They magnify, they work across all aspects and areas. All right, so that was Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. I'm kind of glad I went to that deck. Maybe I just had to wait until the time was right because I kind of felt a connection with that message stronger than I ever have on the rare occasions that I've drawn from that deck. I think I might have time for 2 more cards. If many of you are, if you are also members of Awkwardly Zen, I want to remind you that words. Interstellar. The Interstellar Open Forum is immediately after my meeting. I'm saying that because the next deck that I'm pulling from is Beyond Lemuria. Oh, look at that tie-in. I can be fancy when I want to be. Beyond Lemuria. So we're going to get some guidance from that deck. What information do we need to know that would guide us on our path forward? Specifically, how can you help us truly release and let go of what no longer serves us? Because that seems like a daunting, heavy task. How do we lighten that up? How do we let go of what doesn't serve us? Infinite Ancient Knowledge has to say, ooh, harmonic flight. I have not pulled this card before, but I'm loving it. It looks like there's balance again. Two faces, very symmetrical. Infinity symbol above. Harmonic flight, card number 29. See what that message is. This powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When our heart is open, our armor drops. When we meet another being present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. I felt a little overwhelmed and intimidated when I painted this card. This is the author. I wasn't quite ready or didn't fully fathom the message. Then some months later, I experienced it when I was looking into the eyes of my beloved. Shortly after, I encountered the divine in the eyes of a stranger when space was held for this surrendered openness. When we see the person standing before us as the gods and goddesses they are, it is a reminder that we are what we perceive in others. But also, when we drop into the mindless space of pure essence, we might see the world seeing us, seeing them, seeing the infinite, eternal, allowing that is us. Many people are seeing their twin flame as life-changing, world-rocking, and unfathomably beautiful finding this soul can be. It is quite possible one of the most intensely confronting, trigger-provoking, and sometimes painful connections we can have. That was my experience. The latter was my experience. Those who are most dear to us can bring us to our greatest growth, catalyst. That is why spending extended periods of time with our family can be challenging. When we can see and be seen, disarmored and trusting, we can come to deeper love. However, this deepening process can trigger the release of outdated and unhealthy patterns. Release is the key word, though. Outdated, unhealthy patterns are coming up, and some of you are saying, oh shit, I thought I let go of this. Yeah, release. It's working its way all the way out. Trust it. Trust the process. Thus, shadows may be brought to the surface to heal. When we feel safe in the arms of our beloved, our defenses yield so that we fall further into our hearts. However, fear-based reflections or projections can surface in this place of deep vulnerability. Subconscious behaviors, including childhood patterning, can also present themselves. Y'all, this is the full moon amplified. This is all full moon energy. It can seem as if our partner is provoking difficulties, bringing things up, and making it feel like our whole world is about to fall apart. And for those of you who are not partnered up, it can seem as if your spirit guides are doing that to you. It looks like we're past time, so I'm not going to read all of this because it is quite lengthy, but harmonic flight shows us that when we harmonize our energies with that of another in any form of relationship, we can soar to the sky. We can guide each other higher and higher by encouraging all that has been weighing us down to drop away. So beautiful message to end on. Harmonic flight, finding resonance, allowing ourselves to see the divine in everyone. I hope these messages served you well. I'm going to let you go because I know the other event is starting right now. Thank you all so much for being here. And again, you are creators, you are manifestors, and you are light workers. Do what you came here to do. Allow yourself to shine. Love you all. See you next week.